And the Red Sox lineup tonight. Jacoby Ellsbury leading it off, playing center field. Pedroia playing second base. Victor Martinez playing first. Then it's Euclid at third. Ortiz the DH. Jason Bay tied for third in the American League with 96 runs batted in. He'll play left field. J.D. Drew playing right field. Varitek behind the plate. And Gonzalez at shortstop. Sox defense and how they'll line up behind Freddie Garcia. Left to right. Posednik, Rios, and Katse. In the infield, Beckham, Ramirez, Getz, Konerko. A.J. Pierzynski behind the plate. And Freddie Garcia on the hill. There's a look at Freddie, who's making his fourth start. He's 0-2, although he's thrown the ball a bit better than that. His first game, he didn't have good stuff. Arm was a little short. Breaking ball was hanging. But the last couple of games, he's thrown the ball exceptionally well. He loves big games. And the umpires tonight. Behind the plate is Bruce Dreckman. First base, Paul Emmel. At second base, it's Gary Darling. And at third base, it's Mark Carlson. Before I bring in Hawk Harrelson with tonight's play-by-play, let's listen to some best wishes to my partner on this very special day.
Happy birthday, Hawk.
Hey, Hawk, happy birthday. Hope I get to play in a lot more games for the White Sox that you're calling up in the booth. You do a great job up there. Thanks a lot.
Happy birthday, Hawk, and put it on the board.
Hawk, happy birthday. I'm 22, about to turn 23. I think you're in your late 60s, and you were calling games before I was born, and hope you call them when I'm done playing, too. Happy birthday.
Hawk, happy birthday. I tell you what, I've been here like 8-9 years right now, and your friendship has been wonderful. Your conversations, your advice, welcome. You're an icon in Chicago. You belong in the Hall of Fame, but today's your day. Have a wonderful birthday to a wonderful guy.
Happy birthday, brother. Hopefully the next year I'll be here with you. I know you'll be here. I don't know. I'll be here.
Well, some interesting sentiments by some of the ball players, and of course Ozzie, who has a tremendous amount of fun in this game. Wishing my partner happy birthday. I echo the sentiments of all of them, including the Hall of Fame, by the way. And of course, I don't think it was proper for Gordon to mention that you were calling games before he was born, but unfortunately that's the case with both of us. So happy birthday to you. And you never look better for 56 years old. I got to tell you something.
Put a speedometer behind. I'm about 91.
Well, it's a pretty good day, and it'd be a good day for 3 in a row. Okay, fans, it's now 7-11. It's time for the first pitch. Tonight's game is presented by 7-Eleven. And so as they throw the ball around the infield, and Jacoby Ellsbury comes sauntering up to the plate, I'll turn it over to my play-by-play partner, the birthday boy, Hawk Harrelson.
All right, thank you very much, Stone Pony. And once again, good evening, everyone, and welcome to White Sox Baseball right here over WCIU Channel 26. So I hope you could join us for the first of this, what hopefully is going to be a big homestand for us. 4 with Boston and 2 with Oakland. So first pitch of the ball game to Ellsbury is taken for a ball. Ellsbury comes in hitting at 298, 5 homers he's driven in 41. Freddie's going to just go ahead and take it himself, and Paulie was going over there too, so he had to. So a speedy guy is retired.
And it certainly helps if you can field your position, because if you don't make this play, then you have their most prolific base stealer on first base. And Freddie, with a couple of extra strides, gets there plenty of time. Our Southwest RoboCam. It's a big first out.
One thing about Freddie, he's not a burly or not, one of the better fielding pitchers, but he does a good job for as big as he is. He's 6'4", 260 pounds.
Well, he's a very big man. And what I like about him is his stuff has gotten better and better with each and every start.
So here's Pedroia hitting at 295. 10 homers, he's driven in 57. Takes up high. Red Sox come in at 78 and 55. 23 games over. They're hitting at .267 as a club with a 4.29 ERA. And there's a 3-hopper. Hey, that guy right there, number 15, Pedroia, getting to be one of my favorite players. I love to watch him play.
Well, he hustles everything he does. You don't win MVPs at that size unless you have a whole lot of game, and he's got a whole lot of game.
Well, he's the best fastball hitter on that team. So 2 out, and here is Victor Martinez. Hitting at .292, 20 homers. He's driven in 88. Red Sox come in at 33 and 34 on the road, where they are 45 and 21 at home. Fakes the bunt. Beckham laying back. Gordon just looked at him. Says, "Go ahead. Who's going to run for you?"
You've got a point there.
And there's the strike. Victor 5 for 23 lifetime off Freddie, with a couple of homers and 5 RBIs.
He's a better hitter from the left side, hitting .338 this year as opposed to .275 as a right-hand hit.
Outfield, slightly to the left. And the count 3-1. Kevin Youkilis on deck. This is the 5th meeting of the year between these two clubs in the first 4. Boston won 3 in that series about a week and a half ago. And there's the strike, so the count is full.
Pretty good pitch because it's a fastball hitter and Victor is a very good one in a fastball situation, and Freddie just drops the breaking ball right over the middle of the plate.
And the payoff pitch. Goes high and going foul. And here at beautiful US Cellular Field, 330 down the left field line, 335 down the right field line, 375 in the gaps, and 400 straightaway center.
Terry Francona, the fine skipper of these Red Sox. Got a couple of World Series championships under his belt.
And that runs outside for ball 4. So the 2-out walk, and that'll bring up Kevin Youkilis playing third base tonight with Martinez at first. Uke hitting at .316, 23 homers. He's driven in 80.
Take a look at that on-base percentage of .421, and you realize that he's fairly selective at bat.
That's down low.
His ability to play first and third seamlessly really gives Francona a lot of flexibility, especially with the addition of Victor Martinez, because Martinez can play first base and catch.
And that's back. Well, it certainly gives them the flexibility and the coverage, because when you get guys like Mike Lowell who go down with an injury, you can stick a guy over there like you. Then he can go to first base, where he is one of the best in the business defensively over there. I mean, that's hard to beat. Plus, he's a terrific clutch hitter. Not a good swing right there.
Well, he can also play the outfield, either corner. Probably you don't want to see him much in center field, but like he says, he brings a lot of gloves. They tell him the night before what he's going to do, and then he just goes out and does it.
I don't know what Uke makes, but I'll tell you, for me, it's not enough.
He's one of their most valuable guys.
Yeah. Just off the corner, says Beckman. And it's just like Tim Wakefield. I don't know what Wakefield makes, but it's not enough, what he's done.
Ball just missed off the outside corner as A.J. tries to yank it back, but Bruce Dreckman would have none of it. He gone.
And that'll do it after a half inning of play. It's the Red Sox nothing and our White Sox, the good guys, coming to bat.
Krasinski, then Konerko, Kotze, Quinton, Getz, Alexei Ramirez, who's been pretty hot lately, and Rios in center field hitting 9th. The defense and how they'll line up behind Paul Bird. It's going to be left to right. Bay, Ellsbury, and Drew in the infield. Euclid, Gonzalez, Pedroia, and Martinez. Veritek behind the plate. And Paul Bird on the hill. That's his one start against Toronto. He won that game. It's unusual for him to walk 3, but he only gave up 3 hits in 6 innings. So they've got themselves a very crafty veteran pitcher. And they're right in the middle of a wild card race with the Texas Rangers.
And before we show you our picks to click you at home, select yours. First pitch to Scotty Pods. Now you're going to see something that looks a little unorthodox to you tonight with the windup of Paul Bird. But you want to go back 40 or 50 years as that's popped up right side. Get out of here. Don't come back. It'll get out. 2 rows in. But 40, 50 years ago, this was the norm, not the exception.
Very similar to the one that I employed. And the record that Bird has lifetime is very similar to the one that I ended up with.
16 over?
I was 13 over.
That's very similar.
107 and 94.
That's very similar.
And he's 109 and 93. So you tack another loss on him. And we'll be getting a little closer. I don't think mine's going to improve any.
Pods hitting at 298, 5 homers, 41 driven in. Sox come in hitting at 259 as a club with a 4.17 team ERA. Sox 36 and 30 here at home. And look at the play by Pedroia. Beautiful layout. With the recovery, gets up and throws him out.
Well, that one looked like a base hit all the way. It left the bat. But Pedroia had other ideas. If Pods gets on, he's going to steal second base. This is a good combination to run against. But Pedroia not only stops it, gets up quickly, and makes the play rather easily. He's only made 6 errors all year.
Gordon Beckham at 275, 10 homers. He's driven in 52. Breaking ball. He did not go. First time that Gordon has seen Paul Bird.
This year is a lot of firsts for Gordon. He's going to look at a whole lot of pitchers he's never seen before. One almost got him in the elbow.
talking with a friend of mine, big Sox fan, this morning. And he mentioned the fact that Wade till the league adjusts to Beckham. And I said, no, you got it wrong. Wait till he adjusts to the league.
Well, they've already adjusted to him, and they started to throw some high fastballs. Now he's laying off those and starting to hit the ball with authority. And they've already announced we were supposed to see Junichi Tozawa tomorrow. But apparently the injection that Tim Wakefield got is working, and he will go to the mound. And he pitched a gem against us in Boston.
Wow.
Not a lot of guys use that front door slider. This probably was a hanger. I'm surprised he got the benefit of that ball. Veritek was set up low and away. And that ball actually backed up. And yet, Bruce Dreckman said it was a strike.
Well, if he calls them away for both sides, that's all. As here is AJ. Next first pitch strike. AJ hitting at .313, 13 homers, 40 knocked in. He is 7 for 33 lifetime off Bird. Bird's always given us a lot of problems, as evidenced by that 8-3 mark.
When you take a look at Paul Bird, who's been around a long time with a lot of different teams, looks like you're facing Kelsey Grammer.
Hit him on the fist. Euclid busting to get there and can't quite make it. And right now, let's check out our picks to click tonight. Jim Angio, our Hall of Fame director and crew. Well, they're going with Alex Rios. Stone Ponies, Lisa, and Larry, they're going to go with Chris Getz. Elizabeth Ann Duty Gorman and Jerry and all the boys and I, we're going to go with Mark Kotze. And of course, those picks brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Visit southwest.com today.
Larry was particularly insistent on Chris Getz because he is ecstatic to see him back in the lineup.
He text you?
Yes.
Okay.
Very large keyboard.
Had to be. How much does he weigh?
Larry's right now checking in about anywhere from 105 to 110. And outside of eating, his favorite thing is watching Chris Getz.
That's a lot of Alpo right there.
It's a lot of dog.
2 out. And the 2-2. And that's high into left field. Slicing back over to Jason Bay, who has yet to commit an error this season. Makes a catch. And after one, no score. First pitch, curveball, strike. David Ortiz hitting at 225, but it's a hard 225. He has 22 homers and 79 knocked in. And that's high in the center field. That's a can of corn for Alex.
White Sox group and party area outings, priority seating for your group of 20 or more fans. You can save $1 to half off each ticket, depending on the size of your group and the party areas like the fan deck, warning track, or an individual game diamond suite. Place your order today by calling 312-674-1000 or visit whitesox.com for more details.
Jason Bay, 260, 30 homers and 96 driven in. One and one to count.
Freddie's fastball is moving pretty well. He's thrown a sinker down and in for the right-handers.
And that breaking ball chopped foul. Well, Bay has come up big for this club since that trade.
Well, Ramirez went to the Dodgers. Last year was all everything. This year suspended 50 games. But Jason Bay has been a very good player since putting on that Red Sox uniform.
He has come up big.
Well, he's not the straight pure hitter that Manny is. However, he gives them much better defense and much better speed.
He gone.
Good solid breaking ball. That one just disappears in the zone. Freddie's got pretty good stuff tonight.
J.D. Drew checks it up, takes a sinker strike. Drew hitting at 267, 19 homers, 56 driven in. "33-year-old veteran out of Valdosta, Georgia. One of the best sports towns in the country. Years and years and years, just had a fantastic high school football program there. Several time national champions.
Along with his brother, they were both #1 draft choices. Pretty talented Drew family.
Jazz got a piece of it, and the count hangs at 2-2 with Veritek on deck. Outfield straight up for him. He can use the whole field. And that changeup had good movement, but way outside. Full count. First of this 4-game set. And that's popped up. Gordon makes the catch. Nice 1-2-3 inning for Garcia after an inning and a half, nada. Stone Pony put on the card, happy 83rd.
Well, you never really know. You're ageless.
Yeah.
It can be anything.
Thanks a lot. Thank you, honey. All right. All right. Here we go. Alcanerco.
You got a shirt.
Oh, good.
At least you got a shirt out of it.
Oh, yeah. Nice. I like that. There's a breaking ball strike. It's a nice T-shirt. Paulie hitting at 280. 24 homers, 78 driven in. Southpaw does such a great job. Kids love Southpaw. Southpaw available for events all year round. Canerco, 12 for 38 lifetime against Bird with a homer. Pull the string on it. Change up. Good motion. You know, we were talking about his motion last inning. To me, again, for the last 30, 40 years, that has been phased out. Guys went from, a lot of starters started going from the stretch. I don't see why guys don't go back to this now because they have more of an opportunity for deception.
Well, also, you get a chance to get a little momentum, and then you can push off the mound a bit more. And I know the whole concept of drop and drive that Tom Seaver used to use, Nolan Ryan used to use, that kind of has gone by the boards, but it's still a pretty good way to keep your arm healthy and to get as much acceleration as you can into your fastball.
There's a breaking pitch. Well, the hitters are not used to seeing this. And that's why, I'm just mystified why more pitchers don't use it. Because the more motion you have, the tougher it's going to make on the hitter until he gets used to it. There was a pitcher named Bob Humphreys who had that pump like that. There's a shot off the glove of Gonzalez, so it'll be a base hit for Paulie to start things off here in the bottom of the second. That was a bullet.
Here's our apt delivery of the game, and it's a most unusual motion, a motion that most pitchers used to use. Not so any longer. And Bird, who doesn't have great stuff anymore, has to use some deception. He's able to get it by using a delivery that nobody uses.
Kotsay takes it inside. Mark hitting at 246, but lifetime against Bird is 13 for 28 with a couple of homers. But Bob Humphreys used to pump sometimes 2 and 3 times. And he had about the same kind of stuff as Bird. But that deception, I'll tell you what, if you get guys trying to cheat on him, they get out there so far they just couldn't stop. The 2-0 pitch. That ball hit hard. Stretch! He looks up. You can put it on the board. Yeah! Yeah! 2-run bomb by Kotsay, and the Sox lead at 2-0.
Second home run as a member of the White Sox. He now has driven in 10. And that was a no-doubter. So Mark Kotsay getting a start because of his career numbers against Paul Bird. That time he got one of those backup sliders and took it out of the ballpark.
So Elizabeth and Duty Gorman and Jerry and also Jim Canatero's picked to click tonight. As there's a curveball strike to Quentin. And, of course, with that home run by Kotsay, the Alex Nelius family will donate $100 to White Sox charities for every Sox homer hit throughout the course of the season. That is number 160. So $16,000 donated by Alex Nelius in loving memory of Ursula. Broke his bat. Somebody's got to hurry. Somebody to Euclid. And they'll get him.
That ball got in on the hands of Carlos Quentin, and he's not running quite as well as he did because of that foot problem, but he gets there quickly enough. He got turned around in the batter's box as he got jammed. Euclid tries to get it there, but can't get it there in time, so says Paul Emmel, and you see Carlos get turned around, but he's sniffing a base hit, hustling down the line. It looked like Martinez came off the bag anyway.
Chris Getz hitting at 266, a couple of homers. He's driven in 28. There goes Quentin, and there's a little flare for a base hit. So Carlos moves on into third base. Runners at the corners, nobody out.
Ozzie breaks out the hit and run, and it works to perfection. There goes Carlos. That fastball up. Bird doesn't have good enough stuff to keep the ball up in the zone. And with runners at the corners and nobody out, the Sox already leading by a pair and threatening for more.
When you were using a motion similar to that, did you ever double pump?
No. No, I didn't. I felt one was about enough. I didn't have a whole lot of deception in the motion, so.
I loved your motion. I remember that exhibition you put on the All-Star game. One of the greatest, to me, one of the greatest All-Star performances in the last 50 years.
I just want to make sure that the curve and the fastball came out at the same release point.
Bay coming on in. Carlos. It's a good thing he held up.
Well, he'd have been out by plenty as Jason Bay set up very well. Had everything going for him as he was coming forward. And one hopped it right at Veritek. You can see how quickly the transference from glove to throwing hand, and Euclid goes up high. He wants to make Getz think that he's going to cut it off so that Chris can't advance to second.
So here's Alex. Takes first pitch strike, but I remember yours. It looked like you were just like rocked yourself back into the motion.
That's exactly what I did. I took the one step back. And it's like a golf swing in that nothing you can do going back is going to affect what happens. But when you start forward, that's when you have to drive it to hit it.
Breaking ball strike.
Good pitch to run for Chris Getz. Oh, 0-2 breaking ball, always a good pitch to run. It's well out of the zone, and Alex commits. Couldn't come close to checking it up.
So a big strikeout for him, and that'll bring up Scotty Pods, who was robbed of a base hit on a beautiful play by Pedroia. Scotty hit a ball hard in the hole. It appeared to be a sure base hit. He came flying with a full layout. Bird 16 games over in his career. 109 up, 93 down. Not too much time. He is the Paul Bird. He was healthy. He was the poster child for cunning and guile.
Well, he had to because his stuff has been short for quite some time. Yet he stayed around the league for a long time.
Getz goes. There's the throw through, not in time. So that is stolen base number 20 in just 22 attempts for Chris.
That was available anytime Ozzie wanted him to go. And Varitek doesn't have near the arm strength he used to have, and gets to full speed quickly, and he makes it in easily at second base.
And the count 1-1.
But you see Gonzalez looking over at third even when he's putting the tag on.
Ducks on the pond with 2 out and a 1-2 count. Just chops it.
Nice job of staying alive because that was a hard-breaking slider low and in. Most guys will swing over the top of that. Scott was able to just get a piece. As he's got to be pretty happy with a good early start for the offense.
Whoops, he got away with one right there. High changeup. That's a little too high.
That one stayed up and out over the plate, and normally that ball's lined into left field.
Right.
But unfortunately, Scott fouled it off.
Came back with another one, gets him, another high one. But the 2-run homer by Kotsay, Sox lead at 2-0.
Standing here with Jonathan Taves, and I'm sure you recognize him, and you all realize that hockey is rejuvenated here in Chicago. And Jonathan, last year you guys had just a wonderful year. What were the fans like to you?
Just like the fans are here. I mean, they're incredible. I think go watch any sports team in Chicago. It's pretty amazing. They definitely did well for us last year.
You guys made the playoffs. You went a long way, and that had to be exciting and give you a whole lot of hope for this year.
No, again, yeah, the fans are a big part of our playoff push, and for us as players, we knew there's a lot of expectations going into last year. I think it's going to be, there's going to be a lot more pressure even this year. So we're ready to live up to it, I guess.
What's it like to know you're opening in Finland for a couple of games?
It's going to be tough. I think a lot of us have had the experience of flying overseas and the jet lag and it's tough. So we'll have to find our legs a little bit out there. But it's the same thing for Florida. So I think we'll be ready. We'll have a lot of fun out there, and when we get back, we'll be ready to get back at her.
Well, I know it's been a very long summer for you and the rest of the guys. When do you start, and when's the first game?
Well, I mean, like I was just telling you a second ago, it's been a long summer for us, so I think everyone's kind of eager to get back at it. And we got training camp starting next Friday, I believe. Everyone's reporting, and again, we have a couple games here in North America before we take off and get the season started in Finland. I think October 2nd. So,
well, it's going to be exciting, and there's no doubt that hockey is enjoying a renaissance here in Chicago. Jonathan Toews leading the way. It's going to be a great year, and we wish you only the best of luck.
Well, thanks a lot, Stoney. Appreciate it.
And say hello to John McDonough for me, please.
I sure will.
Okay.
One out here in the top of the third inning. Good curveball down and in. Takes care of Veritek. And there's a bullet by Gonzalez. All right, buddy. Go get him. So the first hit given up by Garcia. And that's the first hit Alex Gonzalez has ever gotten off Freddie. He's now 1 for 5. Boy, I'll tell you, they give us some thrills this summer or what.
It was just a great year, and it's good to see hockey getting back into its rightful place in Chicago.
Well, it's being a huge hockey fan and being around this city for over a quarter of a century. It's amazing to me, as you mentioned, and used exactly the right word, the renaissance of hockey. The hockey fan here in Chicago is tremendous. And they are loyal. And are they tough? Sure. But they have a right to be. Like every sports fan has a right to be tough. You've got to play good hockey, and you've got to play good baseball, and you've got to win in hockey, you've got to win in baseball. But McDonough has done an unbelievable job.
Well, John understands a couple of different things. Number one, he understands history, and he understood enough to bring back the players associated with his team and get them re-involved in the new Blackhawks. It's a great old tradition, and it also has some great young players. But I think the fans were just waiting for an excuse to come back, and they've got it. They've got a very good team.
Good bluff. Nice pick right there. Oh, man, nice play. There's a turn it. Good job by Beckham, Alexei. And we'll go to the bottom of the third. It is 2-0 Good Guys.
You don't need this, do you? You don't need the app, do you?
First pitch to Gordon Beckham, leading off here in the bottom of the third inning, is a changeup.
And it's a full moon tonight. Your birthday and a full moon. Guaranteed win night.
Every year. Full moon. That ball hit hard into center field. Ellsbury can't get there. Now he's chasing around, and here comes Gordon. He is moving, going around second, and he will stand up with his first major league triple.
You got to do something to get it by Ellsbury in center field, but Gordon hit that ball, and it actually was slicing away from Ellsbury. This is a ball out over the plate. Looked like it was a changeup. Gordon stayed with it at short, quick stroke, and that ball just takes off. I think Ellsbury thought he had this one. As he tumbles, Gordon thinking about 3 bases all the way, and he makes it standing up.
So here's AJ. He went out to Jason Bay and left. And there's a base hit. It is 3-0. RBI number 41 for AJ.
I think you're going to see those RBIs start to rise dramatically for AJ. Hitting him back up Pasednik and Beckham. He gets his ball on the outer porch for the plate, drives it through the right side. And the offense is taking advantage of some bad location on the part of Paul Bird.
So here's Paulie. He ripped a single off the glove of Gonzalez at short, a line drive. AJ just doesn't mess around right here. You see that swing? Paulie saw that one nicely. Two and one to count. Tampa Bay leading the Tigers 1-0 in the fifth inning. Down in Florida. Short lead by Pierzynski. And there's a base hit down into the left field corner. AJ makes the turn. Paulie on his way to second. Now they're going to hold AJ at third.
It looked for a minute there because the ball got hung up in the corner like AJ was going to score. Jeff Cox felt with nobody out, he was going to hold him at third. And this fastball's right down the middle. That's going to bring John Farrell out to talk with Bird, who's getting tattooed. Sox are a home run away from the cycle and 3 hitters here in the third inning.
So the Sox with 4 hits last inning. Had 2 in, runners at the corners, nobody out, can only score those 2. Got 1 in here, runners at second and third, nobody out, as Tazawa. But I want to show you something about, we got 3 guys who do this exceptionally well. Gordon Beckham. Now watch how he keeps the bat in front of his chest. Watch AJ, how he keeps the bat in front of it. And watch Paulie, how he'll keep the bat in front of it. When they do that, they are short and quick. As Katse fouls it away, All he did last inning was crank out a 2-run shot into the Boston bullpen. The length of the swing is not determined from the set position of being back. It's determined from contact position forward. That is the length of the swing. And there's into left field. That's a base hit. JJ's going to score. Paulie into third, and it's 4-0.
3 runs batted in for Mark Kotze, so a big night for him. He's got 11 driven in. That fastball is up and out over the plate. And Tazawa continues to loosen up. Bird doesn't have anything tonight. And the location. When you don't have a big fastball and you throw it up and out over the plate, you're just not going to last too long.
Well, that's a nice combination for us.
For hitters, yes. Very much so.
Here's Carlos. Carlos had a broken bat. Infield single. Just got it by Bird. Euclid had to come a long way. Made a good effort. Just couldn't get it.
.50 pitches so far, with nobody out here in the third inning.
Get out of here. It will. Three rows back.
It is rather amazing, though, when you're having a good night, and the Sox are that. Those little pop-ups go 2 and 3 rows back. When you're having a bad night, those come back and just barely stay in play, and you're out.
Outfield for the most part straight up and spread out. Rips that one. But foul. Full count hangs at 1 and 2. Four 8-0 for us, 0-1-0 for them. Here in the bottom of the third inning, if you're just tuning in. And that changeup popped up. So 1 out.
September 25th at 7-Eleven, it's the White Sox versus the Tigers. Presented by Apple Vacations. The first 20,000 fans will receive White Sox luggage tag, and the fans will enjoy post-game fireworks. For tickets, call 866-SOX-GAME or visit whitesox.com.
Chris Getz had a single to left and picked up his 20th stolen base last inning. Get back, and that is Souvenir left side. 0-1 to count. I'd say just a short lead. And that's a base hit. It got by Euclid. So Mark's going to make the turn. Gets on his way to second. And it's a 5-0 game with ducks on the pond and just 1 out.
RBI number 29 is that one sliced down the line, and Euclid, who thought he had a shot at it, only to see that ball continue to move away from him. Can't get to it. And again, Bird gets the ball up. This ball isn't hit hard, but when you're having a good night, things like that happen. Third baseman goes over, just hits off the glove. We've seen him already carry him off Gonzalez's glove at shortstop, but now the infield has to come in at all 4 positions. An ideal time to hit.
Here's Alexei. Hit a little loop route in the short left field last inning. Takes a breaking ball strike. 2 big points out there to pick up. And that's going foul, and the count 0-2. Come on, Alexei, we need you right here, buddy. Good 2-strike hitter. You get opportunities like this against Boston, you can't let them slide.
Especially with their offense.
That's why you can't let them slide. Drop down breaking ball. We let one get away from us last inning. Put them in the bank and go get some more. Two and two the count. Outfield not moving around a lot tonight for Boston. And that's a base hit into center field. Getz is going to be waved around. Here's the throw by Ellsbury. The throw to home. Safe. Ball gets away, but not enough for Alexei as Bird backs up. And it is 7-0. Yeah.
RBI 61 and 62 for Alexei. And the hit parade continues. 10 of them so far. A big 5 up on that board as the White Sox continue to pound away at Paul Bird, and that's going to be it. He didn't have it, and the offense was in high gear.
Well, as a rule, when you don't have it, the offense will usually let you know you don't have it. So, Bird will depart, and we'll be back.
He's 2-3, ERA 6.65, on for the 6th time, 4 of them starts. A whopping 36 hits in 21 2/3 innings. And he inherits Ramirez at first base in an inning that has seen 6 hits. And Paul Bird, a tough night for him. He departs with his Red Sox way behind.
And the Tigers have just tied up that game at 1. Home run by Miguel Cabrera. Top of the 6th against Tampa Bay.
Well, eventually they're going to stop pitching to him because he doesn't have a lot of thunder behind him in the lineup. But every time they challenge him, he is equal to the task.
Well, you get Mauer, who's just amazing. And you got Cabrera, who's just amazing.
Mauer has Morneau behind him, so you got to be very careful in pitching around him. Cabrera doesn't have that kind of thunder behind him.
That's the point. Is watch out is that I don't understand in that Tiger lineup. There's one guy that you don't want to beat you.
Yes, sir.
One guy you don't want to beat you. Because he can solid hit. And he can hit good pitching as well. I would say those two guys are probably the best 2 good pitcher and good pitch hitters in this league.
And still both of them are young enough so they can both get considerably better.
Well, both 26. That ball hammered into center field. Ellsbury got a good break back, and that's the way it goes when you're struggling like Alex. That's a definite hang whiffle.
Tough ball to handle if you're a center fielder as the ball hit right at you. And this was good coverage. That ball was low and away. Alex stayed right with it. Hit it as hard as he possibly could, but Ellsbury right there to make the play.
So the Sox hit around. Here's Scotty Pides. He's 0 for 2. First time we've had Pides have 3 at-bats in 3 innings in a long time.
Usually when that happens, you're going to score a few runs.
That's the general.
If not, you're cheating.
That's the general rule. You're getting an awful lot of guys picked off. Which we've done that. 0-2 the count. Pides has grounded to second. Not grounded, smashed there. That Pedroia made a beautiful play to get him, and then he struck out. Two out, 2 balls, 2 strikes. So a full count to Scotty Pides. Don't stop now, boys. Let's have some fun. Let's keep it going. Mully must be happy.
Oh, I would assume he's ecstatic.
It doesn't take much for him to get ecstatic.
Hanley a little unhappy to this point.
That ball into left field. Bay is there, reaches up, hauls it in, but a big crooked number goes up on that board. We'll go to the 4th, leading 7-0. 1 hit, no errors for their Sox. It'll be Pedroia, Martinez, and Youkilis during the top of the 4th inning. First pitch strike on the outside corner.
I always felt it was a very good omen when you took a 7-0 lead into the 4th inning.
I love it when you analyze.
Especially if the bullpen was rested. Because you really had to bear down in that 4th and 5th.
I'll tell you that story when Roger Clemens was in his youthful days in a Red Sox uniform. Had an 8-0 lead after the 1st inning.
That's good.
He never got out of the 3rd.
That's not good.
I think Bobby and Mickey Mantle were doing the game with me, and I told him, I said, you can wrap this one up and send it to Cooperstown. And there's a leadoff single. And this 4th inning is brought to you by Taco Bell's 4th Meal. A meal between dinner and breakfast, open until 1 a.m. or later. That is Lisa Stone. She's beautiful. Better half loves to eat at Taco Bell. Talking about beautiful. Better halves. We got another one up here. Who's with us right now? Mr. and Mrs. Mike Leary, producer for Comcast. And that's by Canerco. Martinez. So Pedroia on his way to 3rd. Here's the throw to second base. He gone. Beautiful play by Kotsay.
That one is not going to thrill Terry Francona. 7 runs down. A guy who spent the majority of his career catching. And just because he takes it down the line, he assumed that he was going to be able to coast into second. But Mark Kotsay, who's been a good outfielder for a long time, makes a pinpoint throw, and they cut him down for the first out of the inning. Freddie gets that changeup up and out over the plate. Martinez takes it right down the line.
And Pedroia is going to score. It's a 7-1 ball game.
Watch that throw once again as Kotsay goes into foul territory and then throws a 1-hop strike. Let's say just puts a tag on him, and Martinez is out by plenty.
Kotsay has been a terrific outfielder. He played great against us when he was in a different uniform. As this is the 2nd time around for the Red Sox, and they are a good offensive club. So we'll see how they adjust. Freddie using an awful lot of off-speed pitches. Big rip just underneath it.
That was a fastball at 88 miles an hour. That's what Big Papi has done lifetime against the White Sox. Those are impressive numbers, but not so for him.
Pretty good pitch, didn't get it. And the count 3-1. Outfield air straight up and deep. Spread out. Short lead by Youkilis. That ball hit deep into center field. Alex right back at the Walgreens sign, hauls it in. And talking about beautiful better halves, this Mr. and Mrs. Mike Leary, Nicole, newlyweds, just getting ready, going on a break and going over to Hawaii.
where hopefully he will lose that cap.
I like that, Jeff. He said he was worried about how much sun he was going to get tonight. There's a strike to Jason Bay. 2 down here in the top of the 4th. They struck out on a good curveball from Freddie. Little slider. He gone. They come up with 3 straight hits, but only 1 run. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th, leading 7-1.
Gear, including official caps, t-shirts, jerseys, collectibles, and more. Get your team gear straight from the source. Shop the WhiteSox.com shop.
Sox by 6 here in the bottom of the 4th. It'll be Beckham, Pierzynski, and Konerko. Gordon led off last inning, that 5-run third, with a triple, a line shot over the head of Jacoby Ellsbury. Flips that one up there, and the count evens at 1. Boston outfield playing everybody just about the same. Grabs the strike with that curveball. I don't think Gordon liked that call. It was called out in the first inning on a pitch that he did not like.
Well, it looked like it came in a little bit high.
And a little bit inside. That breaking ball hit fairly deep into right field. Drew back on the track. Right in front of Jackie Robinson. Makes the catch. 1 out. So here's AJ. 1 for 2, an RBI single, and a run scored last inning.
I think AJ is eventually going to really like that 3 spot in the batting order.
Zawa got touched up back on the 27th of August. 4 innings, he gave up 9 runs against us. And there is a base hit. AJ picks up his 21st two-bagger.
Well, that's one of the reasons why he's been hitting over 300 most of this year. His RBI base hit in the 3rd inning was pulled in the hole. This time he got one, took it the other way, sliced it just inside the line. So if you can't defend him any one way and you have a hard time figuring out how to pitch him, that's a guy that's going to have a high batting average.
Well, AJ, most Sox fans know I've seen him since he was a sophomore in high school. Watched him a long time. He still has a tremendous upside as an offensive player. Tremendous. I mean,
I don't see any reason, Hawk, why if you put him in the proper spot in the batting order, and 3 spots pretty good, why he can't be a run producer. He makes contact, doesn't strike out very much.
Well, I don't think AJ knows how good he can be. I've talked to him about it. I mean, I don't think he understands just how good he can be. 1-0 pitch to Paulie. Breaking ball, 1-1. He has a chance to be some. He's so strong, he's so durable, and he's just 32 years old. He's got, he takes care of himself. Another, barring injuries, 6, 7, 8 years in this league. He's strong as a bull.
And the one thing that makes it tough is the fact that he does play so much. Right now, there's only one catcher who's played more innings than he has behind the plate this year. And year after year, he's among the top 2 or 3 as far as innings caught. Plus, as a big man, he's going to get hit a lot.
Well, he's used to that. I've seen him, as I said, his whole career. He's that breaking ball, good eye, good check by Paulie. He's got so much stamina, and he's so strong, and he's got a great mental capacity for pain.
Well, it's also good that, for the most part, we wear a lot of black jerseys because it blends in well with the blue from all the bruises.
So, all this hemorrhaging.
Yeah.
And there's ball 4. If I ever get AJ on the paintball field, I'll show you some black and blue.
Well, that's what you need to do in the wintertime. Get him down. Get the paintball gun out.
I get my...
Our 4th drive of the game comes off the bat of Mark Kotsay. And it was his first at bat. It came in the 2nd inning. It's a 2-run homer. And at the time, it was just 2-0.
And then he had an RBI single last inning. So 2 on, 1 out. Checks it up and takes ball 1. Carlos Quentin on deck. Don't stop now, boys. Let's put it on. Let's get a little killer for the last month. Get them down. Beat on them. Keep them down. Counting this one, 27 more games. As the count moves to 3-0. Get a good killer instinct for the last 27 games and then see what happens, how it shakes out.
Well, you'd have to believe that with a semi-miracle against Joe Nathan in Minnesota, as well as the big effort yesterday, this team has a lot of momentum going into this series, and there's no reason why we can't do to the Red Sox what they did to us in Boston. They're very tough at home. They're a good team on the road. They're just not near as strong on the road.
And there's a base hit. They're going to hold him. J.D. Drew with a good, accurate arm.
You're not going to run on him, especially when he's getting all the best of it. That was hard hit, and he was coming in. I don't think A.J. could have possibly beaten his arm on that one, and now John Farrell goes out to talk with Junichi Tozawa. That ball was right down the middle, and on 3-1, just not going to fool anybody with that location. And a big night for Mark Kotsay. 3 hits, and we're not through the 4th.
Sacks packed with Sox. 1 down, and here's Carlos, who had a little broken bat infield single. And then last inning popped up to second. Breaking ball misses. Zawa against us in that start back in Boston. Couldn't get his breaking ball over. Basically was one pitch pitcher, and he got hammered. Two and 0 the count. Chris Getz on deck. Carlos really been struggling, but right here is where he's got to just take what the pitcher gives him. You got to reel him in, zone him in, and then don't get greedy. High into right field. AJ on this one is going to tag, and here he comes. Drew gets the ball back into third, so it's an 8-1 Sox lead.
And the way J.D. Drew caught that ball, you knew he wasn't going to throw home with it because he didn't set up. He was looking toward the middle of the infield the whole time. Let's see, he catches that ball, and he's not in a throwing position. He just wants to get the ball back in the infield. He didn't think at that depth he had any shot at all at A.J.
He didn't.
Nope.
You don't have to tell J.D. Drew what to do out there. He knows what to do. So here's Chris. He is 2 for 2. Soft single and a stolen base in the second, and a soft double and a run scored last inning. Meanwhile, those 2 base hits will make up for a couple of line shots that he has hit right at somebody.
Also got that batting average up to 271.
Oh, he's just a good player. Good, solid player. One and 1 to count. And he's going to be a good, solid player for a long time.
It gives Ozzie a chance with the first 7 players to go lefty, righty, and so forth down through the order, and put some speed at the bottom part of the order.
Pretty good pitch right there by Tozawa. Got in on him in the count 1 and 2.
Johnny Danks talking with Ozzie, who's got to be a pretty happy man. Leading 8-1 in this one.
Ate him up right there. That's a Doc Edwards shot. But first of this 4-game set, first of this 6-game homestand. Still good seats remaining, or the available, I should say, for the remaining games. Tomorrow afternoon, Gavin Floyd against Tim Wakefield. The game will be over Fox if you can't make it to the ballpark. And on Sunday, John Lester against Johnny Danks. And on Monday, Mark Burley against Josh Beckett. Those two games will be over Comcast Sportsnet. 2-2 the count.
Ryan Hanley is not going to be a very happy man.
What was it?
5 spot in the 8th for those spunky Mets.
Oh, Ryan's not very happy. Well, they laid it on him in the morning.
A lot of Blackhawks here tonight. We had Jonathan Taves up in the booth talking about going to Finland for a couple of games.
Another foul back. And those games will be televised by Comcast. But not from Finland, right? You guys are going to do them from the studio, huh? That's going to be interesting.
You know, I don't know if you can get the feeling. I'd send Mike out to Finland maybe a week ahead of time to scout things out. 2 weeks ahead of time, maybe.
You're talking about Charlie Wilson. There's a Charlie Wilson. This is pitch number 8 in this sequence. And a full count. All 4 base hit right here, Chris. Sox, if you're just tuning in, 2 in the second, 5 in the third, 1 so far here in the fourth. And that's looped out into center field. And that's going to fall for a base hit. So Chris having himself a magic one night.
It's RBI number 30, the second of the night for Chris Getz. Larry's exceptional when it comes to anticipation on that pick to click. And from the Southwest RoboCam, we'll take a look at one not hit quite hard enough to get to Ellsbury. And the inning rolls along.
Don't stop now, boys. Chris having himself a Jose Morales night. And there's a base hit. Getz will pull up as Katse scores. That's Mark's 3rd run scored in the last 3 innings.
And Alexei has 63 driven in. First pitch high fastballs to Alexei are not real effective as he lines this ball into left field. 14 hits. We're not through the 4th.
There he drops the breaking ball over. Rios, Alex is 0 for 2. Last time up, hit just a screaming Mimi out there to Ellsbury in center field. Drops that breaking ball over and a count 0-2. Get yourself a knock right here, big man. Alex joining the club at a tough time. Hasn't swinging the bats very well. He tried to do too much and put himself into a funk, which is very common when a new guy comes over. That's in the hole. Gonzalez can't make the play, so that should be a base hit. And it is. So the Sox, for the second inning in a row, are going to bat around, and Scotty Potts is going to have 4 at-bats in the first 4 innings.
This ball in the hole, and the only play that Gonzalez would have had would have been at third base. But the ball dropped out of the glove, doesn't have that. And the first base hit of the night for Alex Rios.
So Scotty looking for his first hit. He is. Looked like he had one his first at bat. Pedroia took it away from him. Then he struck out in the second. He lined out last inning to left field. Takes it right there. Little change up. Drops the hook on him, and the count 0-2. And that's bang. That's a base hit. That's going to score a pair. And it is 12-1. Don't stop now, boys.
RBIs 42 and 43. And a very tough inning for Tazawa. This is a rolling curveball that Scott just takes right down the line. To right by Martinez, who was playing well off the line. And the hit parade continues.
So here's Gordon. Started off that 5-run third with that triple over the head of Ellsbury. He's 1 for 3 last time up. Went out deep to right field. Curveball strike. And that's on the outside corner. Gordon's thinking, man, this guy's got a wide strike zone. The 0-2.
Freddie trying to do whatever he can to try to stay loose. Been some lengthy innings here in the third and the fourth.
Back-to-back 5 spots. 2 spot in the second, 5 in the third, 5 so far here in the fourth. Just gets a piece of that. Outfield, same spot. Bit of a gap out there in right center. Curveball high. Long look in by Tazawa. Yokohama. And this has popped up Euclid. But 5 more go up on the board. We'll go to the 5th, leading 12-1. First pitch fastball up high to J.D. Drew, leading off here in the top of the 5th inning. J.D. 0 for 1. He popped up to Beckham. And there's the line drive in the right field. Kotze going to get to it. Drew now decides against it, and a good thing. Another beautiful peg by Kotze.
That one looked like it was going to be 2 bases when it left the bat. But Mark Kotze getting to it quickly, putting it right on the money.
So here's Veritek. He struck out on a good Garcia curveball. And the second time around for these guys. Bottom of the 8th inning in St. Pete. 1-1 tie. The Rays and the Tigers. There's a good changeup.
Cleveland's leading Minnesota 5-2.
That'll work.
That's good. Got to catch them first.
Another breaking ball strike. 1-2 the count. That's into center field, right at Alex.
Make every home game a double play at U.S. Cellular Field this season with 2 ballpark hot dogs for the price of 1. Visit an All-Star concession stand during the first hour after gates open. For White Sox individual game tickets, call 866-SOX-GAME or visit whitesox.com.
So here is Alex Gonzalez. Takes a curveball strike. He's 1 for 1, lined a single into left field.
When we got to Boston, he was hitting in the low 1s.
He was hitting 194.
And now, going to the Hall of Fame.
That's into center. Well, he's hit as many as 23 home runs before.
Well, there was no doubt that he was a terrific player. In fact, Ozzie talks about him when he was a youngster, and it appeared that really for him, the sky was the limit as far as his ability. Then he started to get nicked up, had a bad knee, had some problems, but when healthy, he can still pick it with anybody at shortstop.
Ozzie said he was as good as it got. Yeah. Here's Ellsbury. He is 0 for 2. Ground ball, and that will do it. Alexei will step on the bag. We are halfway home, leading by 11. belongs from Subway. Just be the 500th texter to text Subway to 97999. Go to WGNTV.com for complete information and details.
And Ozzie is sitting there talking with Bruce Dreckman, going over the lineup card. And there's a number of changes for the Bostons.
And we'll tell you when we get them. AJ will lead it off. AJ 2 for 3, an RBI single, a double, and 2 runs scored. Oh, and 1 to count to Pierzynski. That's low. Who is that out there?
Brian Anderson takes over in center field.
I gotta go say hello to him after the game, or maybe before the game.
I talked to him before the game today. So I'm taking some batting practice underneath on the White Sox side in the cages.
I tell you what, I wish him nothing but the best. He is such a good young man and talented. Oh man, talent up the yin yang. And there's another base hit. So here is Paulie, 2 for 2 with a walk, 3 runs scored.
I think that's Josh Reddick in right field.
Big curveball right there. That breaking ball low and away. Another curveball, and that's top foul. 1-2 the count to Konerko.
Here's Southpaw after coming up to help celebrate your birthday.
Kids, my grandchildren absolutely love Southpaw.
Gravitate to the paw.
Yeah. That's out number 1. All right, Gathright.
Joey Gathright in left field. Anderson and Reddick we talked about. Green at third. Woodward at second. Kochman at first. And Kataris behind the plate.
Kotsay's had a huge night. He got us on the board with that 2-run homer in the second. It was a bomb. RBI single in the third, another single and run scored in the fourth. So he's 3 for 3, homer, 3 RBIs, and 3 runs scored. Oh, 2 the count. 12-17-0 for our guys, 1-5-0 for their guys in the first of this 4-game set. First of the 6-game homestand. Finish it off with 2 against the Oakland A's. Then it's off on the road again to the West Coast again. Tried the backdooring. Casse just fouls it off.
Justin Verlander's still in the game. That game in the bottom of the 8th still tied at 1.
He had just moved to the top of the 9th.
Go Tampans.
That's up high, 1-2.
Minnesota has already dropped that one to Cleveland 5-2.
Down ball. Patchman. And that's out number 2. Here's Carlos. He's 1 for 2 with a sacrifice fly. Picked up his 37th RBI.
Pretty good looking scoreboard to this point. 12-17-0. The defense has started to pick it up a little bit.
That Minnesota series was a good defensive series for us. Yesterday, Dwayne Wise added some more good defense with a beautiful catch and, of course, a beautiful throw as that curveball misses. But I can't remember the last time we had a series we didn't make any errors, and we did not in that Minnesota series.
Nope.
We got good starting pitching and still had to have a miracle comeback in the 3rd game to win 1. The thing that puzzles me is we haven't had a run all year. That ball hit deep into center field. Ryan Anderson, he's been there before. And he makes the catch. And that'll retire the side. We're through 5, leading 12-1. Beckham win the American League Rookie of the Year award. AES, B no. Just text A or B to 97999 and watch for the results later in the game. Nick Green, who pitched a couple innings against us at Fenway. Lyons one into left field for a base hit.
He threw a couple of scoreless innings. That was in that Tozawa game. Nix, Lillibridge, Wise in right field, and Kotsay moves to first base. There are the changes for the Sox.
Hodgman. Hitting at .216 with a homer, 5 RBIs. He's coming over to Boston. There's a strike. Hodgman really touted heavily by the Angels coming up through the system. Got to the big leagues. He does a lot of good things at the plate. Reminds me a lot of Lyle Overbay when he first came into the major leagues.
And Overbay's been a very serviceable first baseman. He just never really was able to generate big power at a power position.
Kochman can hit the ball a long way, as that's get foul. Get foul. It will. You watch him take BP over the years like I have, and he can absolutely put a charge into a lot of them. But his swing is a little different in the game than it is in BP. And we've seen that, and you've seen it over the years as I have. You see guys, and at 6 o'clock, just kill it.
6 o'clock, the 6 o'clock Babe Ruth.
Oops. He gone.
And at 9:06, it looks like this. It's a whole lot different.
Yeah.
Because Mike Gellinger usually is not thrown to you during the game.
Some of the biggest 6 o'clock hitters, I'll tell you what. I played with one of them. Former catcher, Haywood Sullivan.
Became one of the owners of that team, didn't he?
Well, the Red Sox, yeah. That was in Kansas City when we played together. Sully and BP, I'm telling you what, you hit them as far as anybody. Backhanded nicely, goes to second. They get to force. And a good job right there by Chris.
It was a good job because he caught the ball off balance. He wanted to make sure that he kept both legs in the same spot that they were in when he headed to the bag. Jason does a nice job backhanding it, gets rid of the ball quickly. But Green is right on top of it. So you don't even think about two here. You just have to hope to get out of the way.
No. Two was not on the mind of Chris Getz right there.
Self-preservation was.
Yeah. So here's Ortiz. He's gone out twice to center field, once very deep, right in front of the Walgreens side. But yes, Haywood Sullivan, he can just. Nelson Matthews used to be able to just kill it for anybody.
We had one right here. Wayne Nordhagen.
Yeah, but Nordy got you in the game too.
And he could lose you a whole bag of balls in batting practice.
Nordy is a good man.
Boy, he hit him a long way.
Yeah, he could. Tigers are getting ready to take a 2-1 lead. Big hat, no cattle.
Freddie takes a little something off that breaking ball, and he has Big Poppy well out in front of it.
Tigers leading 2-1, and still there you see Daniel Hudson threatening to get more. Top of the 8th inning. Leadoff hitter is walked by Howell. He comes around to score. That's at the top of the 9th. Nice play. Can he get him? Whoa!
That was right. It was a nice idea, but the throw was launched.
The base hit and an error.
Well, with the shift, Jason goes well to his right, and then the jump pass doesn't work out real well. Arcatse went back like a wide receiver trying to haul that one in.
So here's Gathright. Takes it high and wide. And that'll do it. They threaten, can't score, go to the bottom of the 6th inning with a 12-1 lead.
At App in Naperville, Wheaton, and Aurora, pleasing people since 1936.
Chris Getz will lead it off. He'll be followed by Lilliebridge. Getz 3 for 3. Couple of runs scored and one knocked in. 2-0 the count. Tigers leading Tampa Bay 3-1, still hitting in the top of the 9th inning. Boy, we were talking earlier about our club has not been on the run all year long. That's very unusual for any club. Usually, every club in the big leagues will get on a minimum of 2 runs a year. Now, your better clubs, they'll go, 3, 4, some of them 5. Even the Washington Nationals this year have had a big run. But we have not been on one yet. So, knock on wood, hopefully. 28,839 in the house. And that's fouled back. He did not go. Mark Carlson. And it'll make it a 4-1 Detroit lead. Tampa Bay relief pitching, not getting it done. Behind right field, can of corn.
Bring your friends and family out to U.S. Cellular Field today through the 7th for White Sox Staycation as the Sox take on the Red Sox. Enjoy select concession items including ballpark hot dogs, J&J soft pretzels, small fountain Pepsi products, and more for $1 each. For tickets, call 866-SOX-GAME or visit whitesox.com.
Here's Lillibridge. Takes a curveball strike. Two and one to count to Lillibridge. Just tuning in, Sox 2 in the second, 5 in the third, 5 in the fourth. Getting the hole. Good job right there by Woodward. Green, I should say. So here is Rios. Alex 1 for 3. Takes a curveball strike. Oops. Twelve runs on 17 hits and just 1 home run. That was back in the second inning. A 2-run blast by Kotsay gave us a 2-0 lead. That's a big night this evening. 2-1. Bottom of the ninth in Pittsburgh, 14-7 St. Louis. Nice play, a little bobble, low throw. And Kochman cannot come up with it. So Alex on his way to second.
And we'll see what Rosie decides. It was E5. This ball hit hard. 3rd time in a row that Alex has hit the ball pretty hard. Green is right there. Can't keep it in the air all the way, and then Kochman can't come up with it. Alex winds up at second.
And here's Pods. Hodges is 1 for 4, had a 2-run single back in the 4th inning. Once again, a reminder, tomorrow afternoon, Gavin Floyd against Tim Wakefield. Make your plans to be with us here at beautiful U.S. Cellular Field. Your tickets available for the rest of this homestand. 3 remaining against Boston and 2 against Oakland. That's high into right center. Reddick makes the catch, and we're into the 7th, leading by 11.
It's our first look at him defensively, and Daniel Hudson on the hill. These are Double-A numbers. Pretty impressive. 7-0 ERA in the ones, combined this year 14-5. What a year it was for him.
Reddick takes ball 1. Hudson, 6'4", 220 pounds, out of Virginia Beach, Virginia. $22 old.
He made every stop this year. He started at Class A Kannapolis, then went to Class A Winston-Salem, then Double-A at Birmingham, eventually wending his way to Charlotte, and this is his 5th stop of the year.
Good pitch, got in on him. He's 6'4", but if you stand next to him, he looks bigger than that. What job.
Hit him right in the foot. So the first man that Daniel Hudson faces in the major leagues, he'll always remember he hit him right in the foot.
And Josh Reddick will go down to first base. Says he's all right. So here's George Kataris. Want to know the count. Roll a string, missed it, and the count 2-0. Sox lead it 12-1 here in the top of the 7th inning. That ball hit into the gap. And it's closed by Kutz. Check that by Scott. 1 out. And here's Gonzalez. He's 1 for 2. So another nice job by Freddie Garcia. 6 innings, 1 run, 7 hits, 1 more, 5 strikeouts. 3rd in a row for the big man.
When you consider that 2 of them have come against Boston, 1 against the Yankees, pretty impressive because each one has gotten progressively better as Randy Williams starts throwing in the pen.
Has popped up right side. Kotze. 2 down.
September 6th at 1:05, it's the White Sox versus the Red Sox. The first 10,000 children 13 and under will receive a 1959 White Sox Youth XL jersey presented by Pepsi. For tickets, call 866-SOX-GAME or visit whitesox.com.
So a nice round of applause from the Sox fans for Brian Anderson. Breaking ball strike. It didn't work out for Brian here. Maybe it will work out there. One thing about it, he worked hard and gave it everything he had. Two out, 0-2 the count. They're not holding Reddick on. And that's fired up into the LG Skyline Club seats.
Making some folks very happy. Manny Del Carmen loosening in the pen.
Outfield straight up, spread out. Lays off. Pretty good breaking ball. Teaser. And the count 1-2. Cleveland beats Minnesota as he gets him. So he hits the first man he faces, retires the next 3. A nice major league debut for young Daniel Hudson. There you see is Blackhawk night here at US Cellular Field. Boy, did they give us a lot of fun this past season, and looking forward to much greater things in the years to come. Not to this year, but the years. That's a good young hockey club right there. And they want it. Manny Del Carmen comes on for the Red Sox.
And there's a look at the numbers of Manny Del Carmen, and they're pretty impressive. He's got good stuff. They've given up 2 home runs this year. 53 innings. That's not bad, especially in that ballpark. ERA of 3.40, 56th appearance.
So here's Jason Nix. Takes first pitch strike. Gordon tonight, Beckham was 1 for 4, but it was a biggie. That led off the 3rd inning. Ripped a triple over the head of the center fielder, Jacoby Ellsworth, and that started off a 5-run 3rd. 0-2 the count to Jason. And that's up high. Two and two the count.
Tampa Bay's trying to come back in that one.
There's 1 out, runners at the corners. They trail it 4-2. Pat Burrell at the plate. Off speed and 1 out.
Host a private party on the U.S. Cellular Field fan deck in center field. Package includes 150 game tickets, access to the fan deck for the whole game, and an all-inclusive food and drink package for the first 90 minutes of the game. Reserve the fan deck today by calling 312-674-1000 or visit WhiteSox.com for more details. Tyler Flowers getting his 2nd at bat as a major leaguer, and he fouls that one straight back. Flowers had a very good year at Birmingham. You see hit .302 in 77 games. He's eventually going to hit for a whole lot of power, and he's pretty good behind the plate.
Yeah, I was talking to Don Orsilio, Red Sox play-by-play guy on TV, and Dennis Eckersley for the game. Of course, a Hall of Famer. They were asking me about Tyler, and I told them, I said, he's the only guy I've ever compared to have Jim Rice-like strength. And a lot of actions in his swing, through the swing. He is a powerful man.
There's a look at Dennis Eckersley.
Well, you know, we were talking about Rivera. We were talking about all the great relievers, Gossage, probably Fingers. There have been so many terrific ones. But as I said, now Rivera is hard to take away from because of the fact he's had the stage, he's had the arena, and he performed. Without question, the greatest reliever, greatest closer, I should say, in postseason play history. But if I had to have one guy get out a great hitter for my family's life, it would have been Dennis Eckersley.
As long as it wasn't Kurt Gibson.
Well, you can say the same thing Carlos Lee about Carlos Lee with a grand slam off Mariano. No, but I've never seen a guy, as Tyler goes down, I've never seen a reliever get rid of hitters as quick as he did.
Well, I think with him, the reason why he was in the Hall of Fame was because he was a terrific starter for a long time, a 20-game winner, threw a no-hitter, and then went on to become just an exceptional closer. And what made him as great as he was he could pretty much put it exactly where he wanted to with every one of his pitches.
There was no question about who had the best control of anybody I've ever seen. He had better control than Catfish. Catfish could throw it to a teacup. Eckersley got rid of hitters quicker than any other pitcher that I've ever seen. As here's Dwayne Wise. And there's no question in my mind that had Dennis had the opportunity that Mariano, and nothing to take away from Rivera, Mo is terrific. But Eckersley, in my opinion, would have done the same thing on that same stage because he wasn't afraid of anything. He was 20-8 with the Red Sox back in his first year with them as a starter.
Yeah, he was a terrific starter, both the Red Sox and Cleveland. Then had a stint with the Cubs before going to Oakland, where they decided to allow him to close. Boy, was that a good decision.
Off speed, couldn't get it. And the count 2-2. Kotsay on deck. And just did get a piece of that one. Now 4-3 Tiger lead with Ducks on the pond, 2 out.
And a very shaky Fernando Rodney in to try to close it down.
No chance. That'll be a base hit, boy, DW. Well, what a game he had yesterday. That catch that he made in right field off Coy Hill was really a terrific play. And of course, this is not a bad play either.
This is a good play on both ends because the base hit goes through. Wise plays it aggressively, comes on, throws it on the fly, and then AJ tags the left arm of Fox as he comes in because that's what he gave him, and he made sure that he couldn't get to the plate.
Well, the reason I like that throw so much about Dwayne was the fact he knew all he had to do was make a good throw.
Yeah.
That's all he had to do. He took his time and made it. You see a lot of outfielders who have a decent arm on a play like that. They'll come in and get rid of it just as quick as they can, and most of the time the throw is not going to be on the mark.
No, and if you short hop the catcher, even if you beat the runner, most catchers just can't handle it all that well.
That's a with a 2-0 count. He had a good night. He got us on the board with that 2-run homer in the second. Added an RBI single in the third, singled and scored another run in the fourth. And that game in St. Pete is over. Tigers win it 4-3. That right here, 12-18-1 for us, 1-7-1 for them. Two out. And the 2-2 pitch. Takes it up, full count.
Josh Fields in the on-deck circle.
And that's ball 4, so here comes Josh. Nets beat the Cubs 6-2. Josh on the season, hitting .220, 7 homers, 30 RBIs before being sent down to Charlotte. Two on, two out, and the 0-1 pitch. Comes with the fastball. And once again, a reminder, tomorrow afternoon, make your plans to be with us right here at US Cellular Field for game 2 of this 4-game set. Gavin Floyd against Tim Wakefield. Veteran, knuckleballing right-hander. If you can't make it, that game will be over Fox. Sunday, Johnny Danks against John Lester. A couple of good young southpaws in that one. And that game over Comcast Sportsnet. That's up high. And on Monday, Mark Burley against Josh Beckett. And that game also on Comcast Sportsnet. A couple of number ones going at each other right there.
Good pitching matchups.
One-two. Fastball hit him on the fist. Good pitch by Del Carmen. Outfield. Around to the left, bit of a gap in right center. Just fouled. Dadgummit.
The conception of get the ball and throw it is lost on a lot of these Red Sox pitchers. This pitch took 33 seconds for Del Carmen to deliver it.
Well, if you got 2 or 3 20-game winners, that's one thing. They're slow and deliberate. And you get guys, vast majority of the rank and file of major league pitchers. In my mind, there's no question that they would be much better off getting it and throwing it. Get it and throw it. Got him. That'll do it. We'll go to the 8th, leading 12-1. 94%. Gordon Beckham, winning the 2009 American League Rookie of the Year, and I am in that 94%. To Hopper. Nix. So Bean is retired. One out. Casey Kochman been to the plate one time and struck out. To another count. And that's popped up. Lily Bates says, I'll take it.
That one was up there for a long time. Had a good look at that full moon. Hudson's got pretty good stuff.
A lot of slinger action. You know, I saw him in spring training, and it was early. First couple times I saw him. He wasn't throwing that well.
Got some good sink right now in that fastball.
And then the last time I saw him later on in the spring, over on the other side,
yep.
That's what he was showing. Good movement. Eckersley and I were talking about it before the game. Boy, that late movement, and you've touched on it a lot. That late movement. Hitters just cannot stand it.
Well, without it, you can throw it up there as hard as you want to, and you're probably going to get hurt.
You're going to get hammered. Hammered. That's into right field. So that is the last 6 he has seen. He is retired. Retired 6 of 7. Good job by Daniel Hudson.
The Dodgers for a bit till he hurt his arm. The ERA very respectable at 2.64, on for the 49th time. Now he inhabits the Boston pen.
And Chris Getz, 3 for 4 tonight. As you check out our Southwest Airlines tail of the tape. 2 in the second, 2-run homer by Kotsay, then 5 in the third, 5 in the fourth. Breaking ball lays off of it, and the count 2-1. 28,839 in the house tonight. Seeing a lot of runs cross that plate, but only one home run. Chris got himself a pretty good pitch to hit. Couldn't get on top of it.
Johnny Nunez came over in the Nick Swisher deal from the New York Yankees, loosening up.
The looper. Look, he's going to get another one. If he had a gray uniform on, I'd be standing up here saying, spend some meal money.
You don't have to hit him real hard when you go 4 for 5. Stole a base, drove in a couple. And this one, out of the reach of Woodward, right in front of Reddick. Sometimes you have those nights where you do indeed have a magic wand.
Well,
makes up for the line drives.
It's Jose Morales night on us. Billy Bridge in the right field. Josh Reddick. 1 out.
Once again, Gavin Floyd has fallen prey to the age-old bubblegum on the hat trick.
I'll tell you what, that's got to be a fine. 2 times within a week. Come on. Kangaroo Court's got to get him. And there's another little soft single. This one by Alex. Picks up his second hit. Maybe get his big bat warmed up.
That's 20 hits. That's good.
Look at Ramon. They ever get you?
Oh, I'm sure, but I used to spray top my hat with Teflon so it would slide off.
Yeah. Well, that wouldn't surprise me. Knowing you. They got me in Detroit when I was a rookie. Scotty Pides had a 2-run single back in the 4th inning.
No, the Kangaroo Court we used to have, Willie McCovey was the judge, and they hadn't really done much over the course of the year, so they hadn't fined me. And so finally they got me toward the end of the season for a jersey that I wore underneath my shirt, staining the rest of the other team's jerseys. Now mine I had worn all year. It had been washed 1,000 times. They couldn't have run on anyone. So they charged me, and it wasn't big money in those days, they charged me $50. And then Willie asked me if I wanted to appeal. And I said, well, of course. He goes, well, appeal denied. Now it's $100. You want to appeal again? I said, no, I don't think so. I like the first appellate process. That's it.
2-2 the count. There's a nice man. Stretch.
He was terrific.
Yep.
And he used to wear the long black gown, I guess, with the white wig, the judge's wig. Very funny.
One of the great low fastball hitters this game has ever seen.
So a great matchup between Sam McDowell and him in spring training. Had him 0-2, threw him 7 straight fastballs, fouled each one down the first baseline into the seats.
That's something on Sam McDowell, especially being a left-handed hitter. That's flipped down into left field. Gathright comes on.
Well, had Sam thrown him one off-speed pitch at any one of those times, he would have literally screwed him into the ground. But he just insisted on throwing him each fastball harder than the next until he finally singled to right field.
So here's Jason. Oh, and 1 to count. And the count evens at 1. Come on, Jason, get yourself a knock. Made a good pitch on him outside corner. Two on, two out, 1-2 the count here in the bottom of the 8th inning. 12-20-1 for our Sox, 1-7-1 for their Sox. Breaking ball. Hey, Bruce Reckman has seen a lot of pitches tonight.
Seen a lot of pitches and a lot that didn't get by the hitters.
And the 2-2. Could not check it up. And that'll retire the side. We're into the 9th, leading by 11.
There is the first strikeout. After hitting the first man he faced, he retired 6 in a row, a very successful debut. And he turns it over to Johnny Nunez. There's a look at Nunez. This year at AAA, 2-0. 16 games, had a save. Opponents didn't do very well, hitting .221. He's got a good hard sinker. Very good control. Good strikeout to walk ratio.
And the key for Nunez is keep it down.
Rocco Baldelli getting a chance to come on and get an at-bat.
For David Ortiz, who was 1 for 3 tonight, as first pitch strike from Johnny. Chops it foul. Outfield straight up. First of this 4-game set, first of this 6-game homestand. Oh, Boston 2 with Oakland. Day off, and then it's off. So Seattle and Anaheim. He gone.
Pretty good hard slider.
In a pretty good spot.
Yes, it was. This young man's got a chance to be a pretty good reliever before it's over. He averaged 10.1 strikeouts per 9 innings between Double and AAA this year. And he has a very lively, late-moving fastball.
And the count 0-2 to Gaswright. Gaswright's been to the plate 1 time, grounded out to second. So a nice outing. Nice outing. Freddie Garcia once again. And as Stone Pony mentioned, last 3 outings have been 2 against Boston, 1 against New York, and they have really been solid.
Well, the first outing, you could tell the arm strength just wasn't there because the breaking ball was flat, and that's to be expected. And then when he started to get on top of everything and he got a little more arm strength, that fastball had a little extra on it, but the breaking ball, and especially the straight change, because of the good breaking ball, worked really well.
And there's a base hit back to the middle. So Garcia was 6, Hudson went 2. Real nice major league debut for the 6'4" right-hander. And here's Josh Reddick. He was the first guy that Hudson faced. And got him in the foot. Outfield straight up, spread out here in game 1. Our Gavin Floyd against Tim Wakefield. Sunday, Johnny Danks against John Lester. And on Monday, Mark Burley against Josh Beckett. The 0-2 pitch, wants it up. Got it there. All you out there is just watch Tyler Flowers, voted by the managers in the Southern League as the best defensive catcher. He is a young man with a huge upside. He gone. 2 down.
Three hitters, 2 strikeouts.
Backdoor action. And here's George Terrace. Looks at ball 1. To the count. That ball ripped into the gap. Gathwright's going to score. On the double by Contreras, and it's 12-2.
Nunez got this ball up, and for a sinker baller, that's not good. And Joey Gathright can fly. He scores easily.
Not too many guys you've ever faced got the ball up and still threw a sinker.
They didn't for long. Not in this league.
Well, Mel Stottlemyre did. He was and we had one here with the White Sox. Bruce Howard. Both threw from right over the top, and the ball just sank. It could be letter high, and all of a sudden, it's almost at your belt. It was the only 2 guys I've ever seen like it. Stottlemyre, one of the better pitchers in baseball. Some bad Yankee teams when he was there. 0-2 pitch to Gonzalez. And when this ball comes down, this ball game will be over. So the Sox come out smoking. Scored 2 in the second, 5 in the third, 5 in the fourth. They win at 12-2, and we'll be back.